Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of WoW Classic. Robert Rambles here, and thank you so much for joining me today. We're back in Northern Stranglethorn, and we're going to start by turning in the breadcrumb crest to Private Thorson here,
What can I do for you?
and see if it changed into anything, or if it was just meant to lead us here from Booty Bay. Yes, what do you want? Oh, supplies from the goblins. Strange seeing a night elf delivering them. Usually they send their own. No matter. You didn't touch them, did you? Good, good. We wouldn't want anything to happen to our mines. Oh no. Okay. These landmines will help us defend ourselves from that animal Curzon and his men. Thank you for bringing them. If you need further work, I could probably find something for you to do. And you won't have to deal with those goblins,
See you later.
And we've done his other work. So that was just meant to be a breadcrumb. And that's fine. We have lots of other things we can do up north here. I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to head over to the island with the water elementals. And we're going to collect their bracers because we're going to take these to a Dalaran mage. And they're going to analyze them for us and see what they can find out. Now, I don't think the mage is actually going to be in Dalaran. He would probably be a mage from Dalaran who's in Stormwind. Because at this point in time, I don't think we can get into Dalaran. It should have a dome over it or something, right? Let's head this way. And we could also carve a path through some of these troll sites because we need a bunch of Bloodscalp ears. And I think we should be able to get these from the trolls up here. We're going to find out. We'll kill a few on our way across the land over to the island to the west. And I know my cursor doesn't show up in the videos when I'm on the map screen. I'm not quite sure why that is. But the island we're talking about is going to be directly to the west of Nessingwary Expedition. That's where the water elementals will be. And you can see the couple of troll sites here on the map. We're going to run past those and see if we can collect some Bloodscalp ears. We have Singing Blue Shards, which I believe are going to drop from the lizard creatures on the coast as we head out to the island. So we should be able to do quite a few quests here, all in one shot. Hopefully. We'll see if it works out like that. Somebody just clear this place out. Yeah, these are Bloodscalp trolls. I think they're all going to be Bloodscalp trolls. So we'll head down here to this other site to the southwest and see how easy it is to get these. We'll check out what the drop rate's like and try to figure out how long we might have to kill trolls or how many trolls we might have to kill in order to get 15 ears. There are not a lot of living trolls at the moment. Here's one that just respawned, I think. Bloodscalp Shaman, we could probably count on this guy to screw us over by healing himself to full. We will test that theory in a minute here as he drops below half health. I still don't have access to any kind of interrupt that doesn't involve a shield, so at this level, Shield Bash is our only option. And although it's possible to throw on a shield in combat, it resets the global cooldown, so you have to be really, really fast, and I'm not always able to pull it off. I think we've done it successfully twice, and I don't know if it's worth it to continue to do that, or just try to DPS them down through the heal. That's where I think about things like the advantage of being like a Tauren mage at this level. You would have your racial stomp ability, which would be an additional interrupt. And an additional interrupt in Classic is huge, right? But we have Shadow Melt, so that's not doing a lot for us as a warrior. I don't think it's the Crocosilks that have the Singing Crystal Shards. The lizards that we need are red. But I'd really like to get some trolls down and try to get some ears. Well, maybe we should group with these guys. Group with somebody. That was a nice 430 crit. 433 critical. Pretty nice. There we go. Now we're getting some ears. Strangely, that guy had 4 ears. Oh wait, what did we get? Oh, we're getting tusks. Okay, so we're getting tusks from these guys too for Cyclonian, which is the warrior quest. That's right. Okay. I think we got picked up a couple before. And then we already have our life root. Still no ears though. Strangely. Well, let's continue on over to the island, and we will just see what the drop rate is for bracers. And then we'll make our way back this way, and we'll fight. The trolls are always going to be there, right? We have lots of troll sites we could check out. We'll check out this one up in the north to the ruins of Kulzanda, which is northeast of the island we're going to visit. So we could check out that site on the way back and see if the troll population is a little bit denser at that time. We are able to make Mage Weave bandages now, so we've hit a level with our first aid. We're at 213, and we have access to Mage Weave bandage, which is going to heal us for 800 damage over 8 seconds. We just don't have a lot of Mage Weave right now, but I was able to make a couple of bandages. We're not going to be able to run these guys, obviously. It's such a huge DPS loss for us when we can't rend. I wonder, they probably can't, deep wounds probably doesn't affect them either, obviously. If they can't bleed, they're not going to be susceptible to any form of bleeding. And that's also a part of our damage. So these guys are going to be a little tougher, and not even tougher, but maybe just a little more tedious. No bracers there. Yeah, see, that was the immune proc we just saw for deep wounds going off. So we're losing DPS there as well. Always makes things more interesting when we lose major sources of damage output. There we go. 50%. It's not a bad drop rate. We'll see if it keeps up that way. I could group up with the guys over there, but with it being a collection quest, I'd rather solo it. Yeah, these guys are they're just going to seem incredibly buff. And it's not that they are, but it's just going to take a long time to DPS them down. And they're not exactly weak either, so they're just pounding away at us as we slowly chip away at their health, you know? It's a little painful. I want to check out the quest for Singing Blue Shards, because we haven't read that one, and we're probably going to be working on it a little bit here. So while we're resting, the singing crystals are unique to Stranglethorn and are very valuable to certain parties. I can move those crystals, but the Cursed Venture Company makes it hard for an honest entrepreneur like myself to gather any. I'd like to hire you. The Basilisk and Stranglethorn eat the crystal. This gives them their hardened skin, and sometimes decent quality crystal can be harvested from it. You can get it from any basilisk, but the less nasty ones are along the shores south of Zolkunda to the north. And so that's basically directly to our east. But we'll stick it out here for a little bit and see if we can get some more bracers. Like I said, we have all kinds of stuff to do now here in Northern Stranglethorn. We went from having not really any at-level quests there for a minute to now having a bunch of quests that are at our level. So it's pretty exciting. It should let us level a little bit more quickly if we can do a quest in the same area that makes sense together. Maybe we'll get lucky and this junk that they're dropping will at least sell for a lot. Doubtful because it's a gray item, but so are the bristly whiskers and they actually vendor for quite a bit of silver. So maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. I really need to get those pages out of my inventory, and I know this. It just hasn't happened yet. Out of sheer oversight on my part. Oh, that's nice. The enchanted water restores 1344 mana over 27 seconds. Like, if you were a caster, that would be really convenient for you if you were a warlock or a priest or a shaman. That's awesome. Doesn't really help us, but it's still pretty awesome that they drop that. Probably should have healed a little bit before pulling this one, huh? Well, I don't want to die. It's a little bit of a waste, but I'm okay with it. Let's see how effective this bandage is. Not bad. Well, there's just a sea of bodies that way. No pun intended. And they've pulled all of these. Could wait for respawns. That's definitely true. They should respawn pretty fast. Or we could head across the way here and try to find some of the lizards for the singing blue crystal shards. Let's do that so that at least we have an idea. These guys aren't going anywhere. They're going to be here, so we know where to find them. Oh, we don't want this elder saltwater crocolisk, though. Let's avoid the hell out of that. No, you need to go a different way. I don't want you to come anywhere near me. Now, we don't need these guys, so I'm going to try to avoid them, but... And I think this crystal spine basilisk way back there that we could target, that's what we need. Now, will I be able to get back there without fighting a crocolisk? Yes. Okay. Let's check this drop rate out. So far, we have 2 quests that have really bad drop rates. The blood scalp ears that we didn't get any of, and then the bracers that we got 1 of. Let's see if this proves any more fruitful. And then we can kind of decide in what order we want to focus on things. This guy is like halfway in the ground for some reason. Let's back up. Our inventory's full. That's not the greatest thing. Oh, hi. What can we afford to drop here? Probably get rid of the sweet nectar. I keep thinking these are scrolls, like spirit enhancement scrolls we can apply to ourselves. Oh, these guys have an annoying stun. Crystal Gaze. We're stunned for, I thought it was 4 or 5 seconds initially. That's pretty annoying. These pages are the only problem, obviously. I shouldn't have them in my inventory at all. And now I'm going to pay for it. There's nothing that I want to get rid of. Like, absolutely nothing. There we go. At least we'll have that stacking now, so we can actually have space in our inventory for that, if nothing else. Let's eat one of these apples from the Halloween festivals. Restores just a flat 2% of whatever your health is. Pretty decent. Need to go bobbing for more of them. Yep, 5 seconds. That is a lengthy stun. To make sure to keep our bleeds going on him, so at least he's taking Ren damage while we're stunned, you know. Oh, mages. He just tagged both of those guys. Maybe if we get up here, we can find some more. Or at least we'll have a good overlook of the area. So there are more up here. There just might not be very many overall, though. Don't think they're going to be any more this way. I just don't know how far back here they're going to spawn, period, so I guess we'll have to find out. I don't see any corpses back here. But then again, this corpse just disappeared remarkably fast, so something must be going on with the respawn rate. Right here, so we'll see how that plays out. These mages are all over it. They're all over it. Now we're almost all the way down by the Balal ruins. That being the case, we might as well go kill some more trolls. And that can kind of be our circuit. I guess we could... I mean, you know, you could argue either way, that you stand in one area, wait for respawns, and just run circles around that place, or we could have some kind of circuit where we run from quest to quest to quest and back. I don't know. This seems more interesting doing it this way than standing around waiting for respawns, but there's so many people in this area right now doing these quests that, look, they're already all dead. That's depressing. I don't like waiting for respawns. It's kind of my pet peeve, is like I realize that I don't like just standing and waiting for mobs to respawn around me, because a lot of times like bad stuff can happen to you when you're doing that. You can easily find yourself in situations where a group of mobs will spawn around you and you will be annihilated. You know, just deleted instantly. So I like them to just be alive and I can see where they're at. We can make a strategy. So in my opinion, I'd rather keep on the move and let things happen than just stand in the middle of a camp or on the outskirts of a camp and hope that the respawn gods work in my favor. This is good. There are more of them out here in the outskirts. These shamans haven't healed yet. I shouldn't say that, but they haven't healed themselves yet, so maybe they can't. That would make me incredibly happy. No, we don't need raptors. We must be, like, hacking their heads in half and, like, damaging their ears. That's the only reason why I can conceive of that we haven't gotten at least one blood scalp ear yet. It's very disconcerting. What is happening to all their ears? We should aim lower. Oh, hi. That's okay. We wanted to kill you anyway. You're just doing us a favor, basically, by attacking us. Disarmed. That's inconvenient. Talk a bunch of shit, get disarmed. That makes sense. It's basically instant karma. And then get disarmed right as execute procs. Like another slap in the face. There we go. Bye-bye. Can we actually run right up this? No, not quite. That mage went up right over here. Oh, look at that. Oh! Yep, here we go. Perfect. Except that they're all dead again. Thrice dead, perhaps. This is prime time. Prime time where all the layering has been stripped away at this point, I think, so every player is in the same server. We're all here. Everyone in the game is in the same world on this server. So, you know, no layering, no sharding. This is kind of what happens. It's very awesome. You get to see a lot of people out in the world, and you have a lot of opportunities for organic grouping and just playing with others and helping each other out. But you also can get into situations where you can't progress your solo player progress because, you know, you can't get mobs. It's definitely a lengthening factor of the experience. Again, stunned without rend up. Perfect, perfect. We're doing very well. Alright, let's head back out to the island. Check on the status of our friends, the water elementals. Looks like a few of them are back up. Let's also remember not to instantly rend as soon as we charge in, huh? I wonder why Gazbin here is just walking around the island. When's that going to come into play? Gloom Reaper of the Whale. I don't need it, but somebody might. I think we kind of decided, or I kind of decided I was going to start vendoring stuff. Just because of their inability to sell it for any decent price. And it's all sitting in my bank right now. It's not doing anybody any good there, and we are habitually low on funds. Once again, I needed to probably heal up before combat. We've missed so many times that we might not live through this one. We need a lucky crit. Or we need a few lucky dodges in a row. Or we need that execute to work. Yeah, this is gonna be close, guys. Gotta keep it fun. Alright. One day I'll start paying more attention to my health, but maybe not today. We'll see. God, these things are just, they just beat our asses. We can go in at full health and it doesn't matter too much. All it takes is that we miss a few times or they get a crit on us and the scales can tip very easily in their favor. We're just losing, we're missing out on a lot of damage. Basically, we have 6 talent points that are completely wasted when we go up against anything that can't bleed. I'm curious to know, you know, what percentage of mobs that applies to, because then I think, do I put these points somewhere else? Do I take something like cruelty and get some straight crit increase? And, you know, go more into the fury tree where, oh, look at that. Okay. All right. So this, for a long time now, I've been wondering how we learn dual wield. And a lot of times you've probably heard me say I don't like to look things up on things like Wowhead or external resources. I like to just find out what I can find out in the game. That's not to say that I'll never look things up. There are times when something goes on for too long and I will look something up. But this I had not looked up yet, and look, we found it in the talent tree of Fury. So if we want to dual wield at any point, we have to come down this tree. The interesting thing about going into a dual wield build is, like I said, we avoid wasting our talent points on things like improved rend and deep wounds, which when we go up against elementals, when we go up against skeletons, we're just not maximized. We're not getting the DPS that we should be getting. And now that we know this is here, we can definitely check out a dual wield build, which I wanted to do when we first got Berserker Stance, but we didn't know how to learn dual wield then, so we went with an arms build instead. And the arms build has been good to me. I've enjoyed it, except when we come up against elementals or skeletons, and then it's just kind of a drag because it's taking buttons and mechanics completely out of our rotation. And yeah, it just makes things a little bit more tedious than they otherwise would be, you know? So I think next episode we're going to check out a dual wield spec. And hopefully we can rock that for a while. But we'll have to see. You can see that, you know, you can see the time that we've taken on these quests and the amount of mobs we've taken down, and the rewards we've gotten for it have been basically insignificant. This is the level where things can get challenging for people. Around the 30s and 40s, and basically from here on out, it could, you know, things might progress at a much slower rate than they have before now. Even when we're trying to be efficient and tackle multiple quests at a time, you can see the results. And if everything weren't so farmed down, I would probably end up staying in one area and just completing one quest at a time, but the only area right now that isn't being really farmed out that we're working on is these water elementals. Those troll cities seem like they were, you know, we'd go there and the mobs would be gone. We'd go up here to find the basilisk and they would be gone. So this is really the only place where we have constant mobs that we need. But unfortunately, they're currently the hardest for us to deal with because of our build. It's like, that's a catch-22, right? It's great, these guys are great because there's lots of them and no one's farming them. But they're awful because it's taking us, percentage-wise, you know, longer to defeat them than the other mobs. Oh my god, we got a second one. Whew. You know you're having good luck when you get an overpower proc before overpower is off cooldown. That's when you know you're not hitting anything. Because on top of all the misses, they're also dodging you. Alright, 2 in a row. That would be nice. I've mentioned it once or twice before. Sometimes in these collection quests, it feels like there's this barrier to entry where you'll have to kill 6 or 7 mobs before you start getting drops. But then after that, sometimes something happens where it seems like your drop rate increases. Like, we killed how many? It only got 2, and then we immediately get our 3rd. A little weird. Let's see how our luck holds out over the next couple of kills. Look at these two spawned right on top of each other. That's a little strange. A little strange. But maybe that's normal. Ooh. What did we get there? A cloth helmet, it looks like. Ooh, 12 intellect and 5 spirits. Now you'd think this is an item that if it goes on the auction house, somebody's gotta want that. Level 30, 12 intellect and 5 spirit. That's perfect for any caster. Perfect, I say. That I will probably try on the auction house at least once. I think that's maybe a good philosophy, is like put everything up once for a reasonable amount. If it doesn't sell, then I'm probably going to vendor it. If it's a blue, I'm going to hang on to it. And then that might be something I could sell later on. But if it's just greens, I'm going to put it up on the auction house a single time for what I think is a reasonable price that undercuts others who are currently posted. And if it doesn't sell at that rate, I'm just going to vendor it so we can pocket the money and not have it sitting there forever. Eventually, we'll have hundreds of gold, and if I leave all these greens in the bank, you know, it's not going to be as useful as just vendoring them now and helping us get towards that mount money that we definitely don't have. We have 5 levels to level 40, and we are not anywhere near being ready for our mount. I mean, I'm ready for it in the sense that I would love to stop running everywhere, but we're not going to have the gold. And yeah, you see how we got a couple bracers there. That drop rate really did seem to go up after it was pitiful for a long time, didn't it? I like that our character did a little moonwalk there. That was neat. We may be out of food, like entirely, completely, utterly out of food. We are. That's not good. That's not good at all. Let's get that out of our inventory. We'll be able to empty our bags and repair over at Nessingwary's expedition, so not really a big deal, but we probably should be doing that really soon. We have some more silk too, so we can make some more silk bandages. Or rather, we can make some more heavy silk bandages. I have to hope that slowing their attack speed by 10% counts for something. Like, I hope it reduces at least some of the incoming damage on us. And now that we need one more, the drop rate has gone back to sucking. Welcome to Classic. Yeah, we don't need to die to water elementals again today. No, thank you. Aha! Our last water bracer. Now this one turns in back in Booty Bay, I believe. Yes, it does, and all of these do. All of these should be turning in back in Booty Bay. That's one quest down. That still leaves in this area, this direct area, the Singing Blue Shards and the Blood Scalp Ears, which we haven't proved that we can even obtain yet, quite honestly, because we have 0 of them. This is probably going to be a good point to take a little break, though. And like I said, you can kind of start to see how things can really slow down in this level range, so it'll be interesting to see what the next 5 levels shapes out to look like. I'm hoping to spice things up with a dungeon. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Let's not do that. Hoping to spice things up with a dungeon at some point here, maybe get us another level out of it. But other than that, we're going to keep working our way through Stranglethorn until we don't have any yellow quests to do. I'm just excited about all these yellow quests that are actually at our level, so... And then pretty soon... We have to find the Vile Reef sooner or later. And then we'll be able to complete Curzin's Mystery. I didn't realize that it was orange because it was going to be so hard to even find the area in question. So hopefully we'll discover that soon. We just haven't yet. That might be one of the things that I do end up having to look up. If you guys know where the Vile Reef is, that's information that I wouldn't mind knowing. It's not spoilery. And I'd rather hear it from you guys than have to go give Wowhead clicks. We've checked some of the coast to the south, like around Booty Bay. And we've checked some of the coast along the Gromgol base camp area. But we haven't found it in either location. So we'll see. I think we'll pick up right here when we come back. And we'll start by taking on these basilisks and the trolls. I'm probably going to try to play at an earlier time in the morning. We're obviously at night now with the brand new work-life schedule. So tomorrow's a weekend. We're playing in the morning, and I'm hopeful that there won't be as many people on at that time, so we'll be able to have our pick of the mobs, so to say. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. If you have any suggestions or thoughts or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. If you're playing WoW Classic yourself, I'd love to hear some of the experience you're having, the zones you're questing in, things that you love, things that you hate. Let me know. Until next time, take care and wish me luck.